And they're off. All came out pretty well. First timer, Ricky's Part out the back. Fighting for the early fray is Last Chance Saloon on debut, with Moonshine Molly up in close second. Baba's Gal is going to be third along the inside rail. Red-Headed Stranger is sitting there on the outside of proceedings, just biding her time in fourth, and continuing fifth is Ricky's Part, but not without hope. 23-3 for the opening quarter as they bend around to the left. It's Last Chance Saloon in the steerets green and red. Underneath Rainier Arietta, they're out by 2. From Moonshine Molly in second. Continuing on in third is Red-Headed Stranger. Baba's Gal drops off. Ricky's Part still trying to get that education with 330 yards to negotiate. Down the stretch, it is still Last Chance Saloon. By 2 lengths, the oncoming bid is on the outside, Red-Headed Stranger and Moonshine Molly. Moonshine Molly climbing up. Last Chance Saloon, Moonshine Molly. It's Moonshine Molly to score. Red-Headed Stranger for the place. Welcome back to the winner's enclosure. Winner of the opener, Moonshine Molly and jockey Kim Sampson. Moonshine Molly is owned by Ann Gallagher, trained by Eddie Essen Price. 2-year-old chestnut daughter of Malibu Moon out of Hurricane, that's Atlantic Hurricane, by Halo's Image, bred in Kentucky by Bob Sliger. Illinois bred 2-year-olds, and they're off and running. Slow into stride was number 2, Tappin' Your Blue Jeans, way back there. Also an awkward beginning for Best Man Speech, joins that one. On the far outside, Spicy Delight at first asking, had part of the early lead, but relinquishes it to Wildish. And on the inside of Wildish is Kim Sampson aboard the Essen Price horse, Hand Over My Heart. That one is in that top running trio. Way back we have Tappin' Your Blue Jeans back in fourth, about 7.5 from the front running threesome. And then another 5 or 6 back to Best Man Speech, who's dwindling far, far back. Around the turn past the 550 they go. On the inside out, Hand Over My Heart. Spicy Delight, spit out there briefly is Wildish, maybe another third place finish. Here comes Tappin' Your Blue Jeans, and not seen yet. Best Man Speech has to hit his best stride coming up in the final 330 yards. It's Kim Sampson, Hand Over My Heart, to take the lead away. Spicy Delight still challenging, and from far back, Tappin' Your Blue Jeans means business and could get there. Tappin' Your Blue Jeans is rolling. Gonna have to catch Hand Over My Heart. Tappin' Your Blue Jeans, gonna get there. Tappin' Your Blue Jeans. Hand Over My Heart, Spicy Delight, Best Man Speech. That was well planned out. Your winner back in the circle comes Tappin' Your Blue Jeans, number 2. Right on the morning line at 6-1 with the scratch of the 3. Tappin' Your Blue Jeans is owned by Charles Ritter and trained by Scott Becker, who's also co-owner. Ridden to victory. Another heart stopper for leading rider here, Rainier Arietta. Tappin' Your Blue Jeans is a 2-year-old gelded son of Tapizard, a Miss Blue Jeans by Giant Oak, bred in Illinois by Kenneth Hutchins. And they're off. Good break on the far outside. There goes Troy Ounce to play early. Underneath with pace, My Little Tipsy now takes over. Wider to Full Magazine in third. Back in fourth and fifth are Indian Sign and Stump running as a team. The rail opens for Backshot, who's unbothered and is rolling along the inside fence and has moved up 3 board placements into fourth. And that relegates Remember the Main, the deep closer, way back there by 7.5 lengths. Up the speed of My Little Tipsy on the board as your favorite. 3-2 has company. Here comes Full Magazine to contest. Back in third is Troy Ounce. Past the 550 mark under a ride is Troy Ounce in third. Fourth continues to be Stump as they pass the 2 furlong pole. Dropping anchor is Backshot, who's pretty much backed out of it. The last 2 down the stretch, Indian Sign and well back to Remember the Main, who has pace, but they all have to catch My Little Tipsy and Full Magazine in full flight. Full Magazine, My Little Tipsy, nothing between them. Late runs coming, but on the outside, Full Magazine and Corey Orm, well timed to win. 4, Full Magazine. Now in the winner's circle, owned by Shelley Essen Price, trained by Eddie Essen Price, bred in Illinois by Shelley Essen Price. Full Magazine, piloted home by Corey Orm. And they're off. And horrific start for number 5, Classy Action. Way out the back, got all kinds of squeezed. On the front, Mo Wanna Go, and Mo Wanna Go is out by a half a length from Limani on the inside. Pressure on the outside coming up from the gray, Wildwood Enough. Back in 4th is Molly's Temple. 5th is Milan is out there in 5th, and way back there, nothing from Classy Action, who's given them about a 20-length head start. Around the turn past the 3/8, on to the 550-yard mark. On the outside, pressing is Wildwood Enough inside Limani. Well back in 3rd is Molly's Temple, and now on the sprint is Mulsanne. Mulsanne is gaining ground up into the superfecta, and from far, far back, here comes Classy Action. The one who's now relegated down the stretch, Mo Wanna Go, is desperately last. 330 out. Inside Limani. Outside Wildwood Enough. Not much between them. Wildwood Enough might have the measures out by a length and shoots clear. In deep stretch, Wildwood Enough on the board at 6-5. Will score handily here to start the pick 4. Back in 2nd is Limani. Coming up from far back to get 3rd was Classy Action. Circle, Wildwood Enough and jockey Rainier Arrieta with a riding double. It's a training and owning double for Scott Becker and Charles Ritter. Wildwood Enough is a 4-year-old gray daughter of He's Had Enough out of the Carson City mare Ellenville. And they're off. Real good start for many. Clyde's Green Go along the inside fence. Hasn't been seen on a racetrack in over 2 years. Had the best break. Dennis's Pride takes over and is out by early 2 lengths. Clyde's Green Go is 2nd. Outside is the debuting Late Blacksmith is running a good early race. It's God, Guns, and Guts up there on the outside in 4th. 5th is Sheba's Pal. In the Gay Britannia white triangle behind. It's Red Royal next mid-pack. The last 3, Span is losing some ground. On the outside of Span, closing on in there is It's Mambo in the orange. And nothing at all from Noble Creeker, who's far, far back. The opening quarter in 23-1, past the 2 furlong to go mark. Outside, Klein's Green Go. Clyde is out to a 2-length cushion. A hustled upon Dennis's Pride has that rail and clear sailing if good enough. Wide running, God, Guns, and Guts at the loftiest of odds, but they all have to catch. Clyde's Green Go is gone. Welcome back to the races. A 6-year-old Ridgeling gonna score by 4. Span up there for a good 2nd. God, Guns, and Guts for 3rd. And breeder Patty McCurry, Robert Pompel, the trainer of Clyde's Green Go, a 6-year-old Ridgeling of Golub out of Magic Chapel, out of Chapel Royale. Bred in Illinois by its winning owner and breeder Patty. Nicely done. And they're off. Good starts for your favorite One Way Home, also into the bridle early. Charging up is Prince of Mayhem to take over the lead from One Way Home in 2nd. 3rd along the rail is late running Chernovsky at 12 years of age, just hanging out, and is passed on the outside by a headstrong Bourbon Delight, who will be 3rd. Back in 5th is Zarme after giving way to Chernovsky. And way back there, the late running, and I mean late running type, that has to be Keen Response, about 15 lengths off the pace already. 3/4 of a mile to go. They head down the back stretch on their 2-turn journey. Prince of Mayhem, Rainier Arrieta looking for a triple out by a length over One Way Home, sitting a good seat just between that early front runner Prince of Mayhem, and back in 3rd is Bourbon Delight. 4th is Chernovsky going the shortest way around. In 5th, coming up just a bit, is Zarme, and still trailing desperately way back there to Keen Response, who has 15 to make up. They pass the 5 furlong to go mark and head into the turn. It is Prince of Mayhem's race. On the outside of that is One Way Home. These two glued to one another, and now putting a neck on the lead is One Way Home. One Way Home has a half length, now a full length advantage. Retreating, it seems. Prince of Mayhem is backing out of it. Here comes Zarme with a challenge on the far outside. Inside of Zarme is Bourbon Delight. Into the bridle, Chernovsky is gaining, and out of last, Keen Response is rolling up now. Must have been trailing by 20 early, but they all have to catch One Way Home. Alvin Ortiz wandering, but is well clear. It's One Way Home. in a race all his own. One way home at 8-5, will win by just about 7 lengths. Keen Response ran a very good one to get second. Then it was Zarme and Chernyavsky fourth. Entering the winner's enclosure, winner of tonight's 6th race, number 4, One Way Home, and jockey Alvin Ortiz. Co-owned by Ralph Martinez and Paul E. Martin. Ralph Martinez, the victorious trainer. One Way Home is that's an 8-year-old gelded son of brilliant speed out of C.K. Given by Point Given, bred in Illinois by John Reinhardt for a start. And they're off. Very good dispatch for your favorite. Fever Nation got the jump on the rest, but shortly thereafter, here comes a firing line that is developed. It's Talus Park Grad in the mix as well. Now gets spit out to next to last. That's the other gray, One Putt Richie, who's prevalently placed. Campese is now going over the top and wants that lead and now asserts and has it away from the rest. Fever Nation on the outside, inside, One Putt Richie third, fourth is Monami Fuzzy up close. Here comes a good bid for Try Again, but is hemmed in there by Talus Park Grad, who's on the move, and this one is just shooting around like a star on the 5-path from the inside rail. Dropping out, One Putt Richie is about to be passed by Violenza de Oro. The speed is on for Campese. Unheaded, down the lane they go, past the 330-yard mark. Campese, Fever Nation, 1-2. Outside, Talus Park Grad, faltering, Try Again. Rail run late, Monami Fuzzy. Breathing fire is Campese. Here is Talus Park Grad. Talus Park Grad just ran them off their feet. Good second for Fever Nation. Third is going to be a photo. Into the winner's circle comes number 3, Talus Park Grad, and a riding double for Alvin Ortiz. We still have the photo up there, mainly for third, I would think. Talus Park Grad is owned and trained by Gerald Butler. 6-year-old gray gelded son of Magna graduate out of Serena Ballerina by Cherokee Run, bred in Oklahoma by Clark O. Brewster. And they're off. Catching a perfect green light at the start was Life of Saturdays. Bowls through and gets out to the front underneath Bailey Weatherly. And now, just as is on an easy rein around turn number 1, Think Blue is going to maintain that inside track position. So the pace is going to be keen, for sure, between Think Blue and Life of Saturdays. Then a trio persists behind. Jersey Gold nearest us. Out in the center between is Mike's Lady, and moving on up is Beirut Beauty. And way back there we have Hard Like Holly. 9 lengths behind. The front-running pair that is Think Blue, and on the outer Life of Saturdays with a half a length, now a full length on Think Blue in second. Third is Beirut Beauty past the 5 furlong to go mark and is keen to go on. Next moves Mike Lady up into fourth. Fifth is still Jersey Gold, and back there no pace whatsoever so far from Hard Like Holly. 48 4/5 of a second. At the halfway juncture they go. It's Life of Saturdays by a length. Has to deal with Beirut Beauty, who's the new shooter. Backing out is Think Blue, your favorite, is now well back in third. About to be passed is she by Mike's Lady in fourth, and fifth Jersey Gold. Hard Like Holly is in a race all her own. So far back you need my binoculars to spot her. Beirut Beauty out by a length. Life of Saturdays fights so hard. Think Blue is coming back into it. Nothing else is moving up towards the front running pair. Beirut Beauty, Alex Bendezu out by 2 lengths from Life of Saturdays, who's gasping for air. Back into the bridle is Think Blue, maybe for a slight piece. Then Jersey Gold fourth. No stopping Beirut Beauty on the board at 5-2 second choice. Wanders out and will win by 7. Life of Saturday second, Think Blue was third, then up into the winner's circle steps winner of the 8th race, number 8, Beirut Beauty, and jockey Alexander Bendezu with a riding double for Priscilla Villagran and Gabe Britana. 5-year-old daughter of Mishawish out of Hatbox by Street Cry, bred in Kentucky by Waymore LLC. Winning time 1:48 4/5 of a second. And they're off. Missing the Bright Loathsome Dream is way out the back. Crankshaft going to show that speed that we're accustomed to. On that one's outside is Be Easy second. Third is going to be Late in the Day. Fourth along the inside rail is Blooming Garden to play, but is passed on the outside by the oncoming Bureau, who's making up numerous spots. Out backwards we have Lonesome Dream and Santino's Fantasy running as a team together. 23 flat for the opening quarter mile down the backstretch, and into the turn they go. It's Crankshaft. Crankshaft by half a length from Be Easy tracking second. Inside, late in the day third, Bureau is tracking them in fourth. Well back in fifth, no pace for Lonesome Dream, but is closer than usual. Santino's Family, and then way back there to Blooming Garden, who's distanced out of this race. They have a lonesome leader to catch. Crankshaft has given way to Be Easy, who is full flight to the wire, and down it he goes. Be Easy. Frank Reyes rolling right along. Be Easy on the board, beat down to 3-5. Will win just like it. Running away from Crankshaft, Be Easy by about 7.5, 8 lengths. Crankshaft second. Then it was Santino's Family at 3-5. Moving into the winner's enclosure is number 6, Be Easy, and jockey Frank Reyes, owned by Teresa Piaquinto, and Joel Zawitz, the winning conditioner. Frank Reyes, the jockey, 4-year-old gelded son, is Be Easy.